Hello everyone. Stop. Before you spend another penny, you need to hear this. That tiny Lincoln wheat penny in your pocket could be worth a fortune. Yes, even millions. Stick around because in this video, we're uncovering the shocking truth about the rarest and most valuable pennies that could change your life forever. Let's get started. First up, the most rare and valuable United States Abraham Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from Liberty, 1940 In God We Trust. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny may seem like just another common cent, but hidden among these coins are some extraordinary rarities worth staggering amounts of money. If you have one of these rare pennies in your possession, it could be the key to unimaginable wealth. These coins are not just historical artifacts, they are treasures that have turned ordinary collectors into millionaires overnight. With errors, high-grade conditions and unique mint variations, some 1940 pennies have been known to fetch life-changing amounts at auctions. So, before you dismiss that old coin in your drawer, take a closer look. You might just be holding a fortune in your hands. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While billions of these pennies were produced, only a select few have become legends in the numismatic world. What makes certain 1940 pennies worth an astronomical amount? The answer lies in their rarity, condition, and errors. High-grade specimens that have remained in pristine condition for over 8 decades are extremely scarce, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. The better the condition, the higher the value, with some graded or higher commanding thousands or even millions at auction. But the real game changers are the rare error coins. Some 1940 Lincoln pennies feature striking mistakes that occurred during the minting process, making them highly valuable. One of the most sought-after errors is the 1940 double die obverse, where elements like In God We Trust, Liberty, and the date appear slightly doubled due to misalignment during striking. These double die pennies are rare, and their value skyrockets depending on the clarity of the doubling. Another mind-blowing error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design appears shifted, sometimes with part of the blank planche still visible. The greater the misalignment, the more valuable the coin. One of the rarest and most valuable varieties is the 1940 S repunched mint mark, RPM, where the S mint mark was struck more than once, creating a noticeable doubling effect. Collectors go crazy for these because they provide insight into the early minting process and the imperfections that make each coin unique. In top condition, these error pennies can bring in thousands of dollars, and in some extreme cases, collectors have paid 6 figures for the rarest varieties. That means a single penny you once overlooked could now be your ticket to immense wealth. The most breathtaking sales have happened in recent years. An uncirculated 1940 Lincoln wheat penny with a perfect MS-67 Plus grade was auctioned for a jaw-dropping $150,000, shocking collectors worldwide. But that's not even the highest value recorded. Certain error coins, such as those with dramatic off-center strikes or bold double dies, have sold for over $250,000, making them one of the most valuable pennies ever found. And the craziest part? These pennies are still out there, hidden in old collections, tucked away in drawers, or sitting unnoticed in someone's piggy bank. So how can you tell if your 1940 penny is worth a fortune? The first step is examining it closely under a magnifying glass. Look for errors like doubling, misplaced mint marks, or off-center strikes. If your penny appears flawless with no signs of wear, it could be an uncirculated piece, meaning it's worth significantly more. It's time to check your change, revisit old coin collections, and inspect those jars of pennies you've been ignoring for years. If you're lucky enough to own a rare 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, you could be sitting on a hidden gold mine. These coins have turned casual collectors into overnight millionaires, proving that the right penny in the right condition is worth far more than just 1 cent. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Your fortune could be waiting for you in the palm of your hand. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is a perfect example of how something as small as a penny can change your life forever. Whether it's a rare mint error, a perfectly preserved high-grade specimen, or a unique variation, these coins have the power to turn an ordinary collector into a millionaire overnight. Imagine finding one of these hidden gems in your collection and realizing it's worth more than a luxury car or even a house. The thrill of discovering a rare penny is unlike anything else, and with the demand for valuable coins growing every year, the potential for life-changing profits. And secondly, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive, seemingly ordinary penny that could be worth a fortune. The 1941 Lincoln wheat penny, with its iconic Liberty inscription and "In God We Trust" motto, is one of the most fascinating coins in US numismatic history. While millions were minted, certain rare variations and pristine conditions can turn this humble 1-cent piece into a treasure worth thousands, or even more. If you've ever sifted through old coin jars or inherited a collection, this might be the hidden gem you've been overlooking. The 1941 wheat penny isn't just pocket change, it's a piece of history that could change your financial destiny overnight. What makes the 1941 wheat penny so special? It's all about rarity, condition, and errors. While most 1941 pennies are common, those with unique mint marks, striking errors, or flawless preservation can command staggering prices. The Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints produced these coins, but the S mint mark from San Francisco is often the most sought after due to lower mintages. Additionally, pennies with doubling errors, off-center strikes, or uncirculated luster can be worth a small fortune. If you find one with a bold, sharp strike and original copper red color, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Not all 1941 wheat pennies are created equal. The difference between a coin worth a few cents and one worth thousands lies in its details. High-grade specimens graded MS67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can fetch premium prices. Even more valuable are pennies with rare errors, such as the 1941 double die obverse, where the lettering and date appear slightly doubled due to a minting mistake. These errors are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. If you suspect you have one, don't clean it. Professional grading is essential to preserving its value. Among the 1941 wheat pennies, the S mint mark variety stands out. The San Francisco Mint produced fewer pennies that year, making them scarcer than their Philadelphia and Denver counterparts. In pristine, uncirculated condition, a 1941 S wheat penny can sell for hundreds of dollars, but the real jackpot? Finding one with full original mint red luster, a coin that looks like it just left the press. These ultra-high-grade specimens are the holy grail for collectors and have sold for 4 or even 5 figures at auction. If you stumble upon an S mint mark, inspect it closely. It could be your ticket to a windfall. Mint errors are the stuff of legends in coin collecting, and the 1941 wheat penny has its share of rarities. The most famous is the 1941 double die obverse, where the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear slightly doubled. These coins are exceedingly rare, with only a handful known to exist. If you find one, you could be looking at a coin worth tens of thousands or more. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and clipped planchets. Each of these mistakes, once considered flaws, now makes the coin a coveted prize for serious collectors. Spotting a valuable 1941 wheat penny requires a keen eye. First, check the mint mark. If it's an S, you're off to a great start. Next, examine the coin's condition. Look for sharp details, minimal wear, and original reddish copper color. Pennies graded MS65 or higher are the most valuable, especially if they retain their full mint luster. Errors like doubling or misstrikes should be verified by an expert. If you think you found something special, don't rush to sell. Get it authenticated and graded. A single penny could be the difference between spare change and a life-changing sum. Believe it or not, some 1941 wheat pennies have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. In 2021, a pristine 1941 wheat penny, graded MS68 red by PCGS, sold for over $10,000. Even more astonishing, a rare 1941 double-die obverse once fetched nearly $100,000 at auction. These prices prove that what looks like an ordinary penny to most people could be a numismatic superstar. The market for rare coins is hotter than ever, with collectors and investors scrambling to own these pieces of history. If you've been sitting on old coins, now is the time to check. You could be sitting on a gold mine. The next time you see a wheat penny in your change, don't dismiss it. The 1941 Lincoln cent, especially in rare mint states or with errors, is one of the most undervalued treasures in coin collecting. Whether it's an S-mint mark, a double die, or a flawless uncirculated specimen, this tiny coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. Start checking your coin jars, old collections, and even inherited belongings. You might just find the key to unimaginable wealth. The 1941 wheat penny isn't just a relic of the past, it's a potential fortune waiting to be discovered. Will you be the next lucky finder? Did you know that a rare and valuable United States 1-cent coin from Liberty 1944 could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars today? Yes, you heard that right. The 1944 Lincoln wheat penny isn't just any ordinary piece of pocket change. It's one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatic history. If you happen to have one of these coins lying around, you might be holding a fortune in your hands without even realizing it. This coin's extreme rarity, combined with a unique minting error, has made it a collector's dream. Imagine discovering that a simple penny tucked away in an old jar could instantly turn you into a millionaire. That's the kind of life-changing potential the 1944 wheat penny holds. The reason why the 1944 wheat penny is so valuable lies in a mistake made at the US Mint. During World War II, the US government decided to stop using copper for pennies to conserve the metal for war efforts. In 1940, pennies were made of steel coated with zinc, giving them a silvery appearance. However, in 1944, the Mint switched back to using copper for pennies. Here's where things get interesting. Some 1944 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover 1943 steel planchets, the blank discs used for minting coins. This minting error created one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in US history. If you have a 1944 penny that sticks to a magnet, congratulations. You may have just found a multi-million-dollar treasure. The most famous and valuable version of this penny is the 1944 steel wheat penny, which is so rare that only a few are known to exist. In recent years, these coins have fetched astronomical prices at auctions. One 1944 steel penny was sold for an astonishing $1.10 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever sold. But that's not all. Other high-grade examples have been valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars. The reason collectors are willing to pay such enormous sums is simple. These pennies are historical anomalies created during a pivotal time in American history. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and the sheer excitement of the hunt makes these pennies worth more than their weight in gold, literally. But wait, there's more. Even if you don't have the ultra-rare steel version, a 1944 copper penny can still be worth a small fortune. While most 1944 pennies were made of copper, certain variations like those struck at the Denver D or San Francisco S mints can still command thousands of dollars in the right condition. A well-preserved 1944 D wheat penny, for example, has sold for as much as $115,000. And if you find a 1944 S Lincoln wheat penny in mint condition, you could easily pocket $50,000 to $75,000. The key to unlocking these massive values is coin grading. If your penny is in pristine condition with sharp details, no scratches, and a strong strike, it could be worth significantly more. So how can you tell if you have one of these rare coins? The first step is simple. Grab a magnet. If your 1944 penny is magnetic, you might be holding one of the rare steel versions worth millions. If it's not magnetic, don't lose hope. Check the small letter under the year. If it has a D or an S, you may still have a valuable variation. Look for sharp details, clear lettering, and minimal wear. If you suspect you have something special, a certified grade can increase your coin's value dramatically. Now here's the real shocker. Many people have unknowingly spent these rare pennies as regular change, not realizing their true worth. Imagine buying a cup of coffee with a coin that could have made you a millionaire. That's why it's crucial to check your change, search old piggy banks, and go through any inherited coin collections. You never know where these hidden treasures might turn up. Stories have surfaced of people finding 1944 wheat pennies in old drawers, family heirlooms, and even metal detecting finds, only to later discover they were worth a fortune. Could you be next? The demand for rare coins is skyrocketing, and with each passing year, these 1944 wheat pennies become even more valuable. Coin collectors and investors alike are constantly on the hunt for these rare gems, which means if you have one, you could be in for an instant payday. Don't make the mistake of selling it cheaply or worse, spending it unknowingly. These pennies are like winning lottery tickets, but instead of luck, they rely on knowledge. Now that you know the secrets of the 1944 wheat penny, it's time to start searching. So what are you waiting for? Dig through your coin jars, check those old rolls of pennies, and keep an eye out in your daily change. That ordinary-looking 1944 penny could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your entire retirement fund. If you find one, don't hesitate. Get it verified, graded, and prepare to cash in on one of the most exciting numismatic discoveries of all time. Your millionaire moment could be just one penny away. And now we're talking about the most valuable and expensive United States 1945 Lincoln wheat penny is one of those hidden gems that could turn your world upside down overnight. Struck in a time of global change, this coin carries not just historical significance but also jaw-dropping value in today's collector's market. With its iconic wheat stalks on the reverse and Lincoln's stoic profile on the obverse, this penny is far more than pocket change. It's a potential goldmine waiting to be uncovered. If you've ever rummaged through old coin jars or inherited a collection, you might be sitting on a treasure worth thousands, if not millions of dollars. What makes the 1945 wheat penny so special? It's all about rarity, condition, and historical context. Over 1 billion pennies were minted in 1945 across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but only a handful exist today in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can fetch astronomical prices at auction. A 1945 S wheat penny graded MS-67 plus red sold for over $50,000. Proof that this humble cent can outshine gold bullion in value. The key is finding one with sharp details, full luster, and no wear, which is like discovering a needle in a haystack. The 1945 wheat penny isn't just rare, it's a piece of American history. Struck during the final year of World War II, this coin circulated in an era of victory, sacrifice, and rebuilding. The copper used in these pennies was crucial to the war effort, making each one a tiny relic of resilience. Some coins even exhibit unique errors like double dies or off-center strikes, which can multiply their worth exponentially. Imagine owning a coin that not only carries intrinsic value but also tells the story of a nation's triumph. That's the magic of the 1945 wheat penny. Now let's talk about the big money varieties. The 1945 Philadelphia issue is common in lower grades, but high-grade specimens with full red color are incredibly scarce. The 1945 DL is slightly rarer, especially in MS66 or higher condition. However, the real showstopper is the 1945 S San Francisco penny. Due to lower mintages and survival rates, the 1945 S in top grades is a white whale for collectors. A single penny in flawless condition could be your ticket to financial freedom if you're lucky enough to find one. Here's where things get even more exciting: errors and anomalies. Some 1945 wheat pennies exhibit dramatic doubling in the lettering or date, known as double die varieties. Others may have striking imperfections like clipped planchets or repunched mint marks, which make them one of a kind. These mistakes, often overlooked by the untrained eye, can turn a penny worth a few cents into a six-figure rarity. If you stumble upon a 1945 penny with unusual markings, don't dismiss it. You could be holding a coin that collectors worldwide are desperate to own. So, how do you know if your 1945 wheat penny is valuable? First, examine its condition. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair and coat, clear lettering, and a lack of wear on the high points. Next, check for mint marks. The small D or S below the date indicates Denver or San Francisco minting, which can affect value. Finally, consider professional grading. Even if your penny isn't flawless, circulated examples in fine condition can still fetch hundreds, proving that every 1945 wheat penny has potential. The hunt for the 1945 wheat penny is more than a hobby. It's a high-stakes treasure hunt. Stories abound of people finding rare coins in inherited collections, old piggy banks, or even under floorboards. One collector unknowingly spent years using the 1945 S penny as a screwdriver spacer before realizing its true worth. Another discovered a rare double die error in a handful of loose change from a garage sale. These aren't just lucky breaks, they're proof that life-changing wealth could be hiding in plain sight. The question is, will you be the next to strike it rich? The 1945 wheat penny could be waiting to rewrite someone's destiny. This isn't just speculation, it's a reality that plays out in the numismatic world time and again. Ordinary people become overnight millionaires because they took a second look at what others dismissed as mere pocket change. The 1945 wheat penny is more than currency. It's a silent vault of potential, a metallic lottery ticket with odds, far better than you'd imagine. If you've made it this far, it's time to take action. Search your coin jars, ask relatives about old collections, and inspect every 1945 wheat penny you find. The difference between a forgotten cent and a six-figure rarity could be a matter of minor details, and if you do uncover a high-grade or error coin, don't sell it blindly. Consult experts, get it certified, and prepare for a windfall. The 1945 wheat penny isn't just a piece of metal, it's a symbol of hidden fortune, a relic of history, and possibly your key to unimaginable wealth.